What's good, everybody?
What up? What up? Welcome back to Shopped and Skewed. Who'd have thought, bruh?
Hey, man.
Who'd have thought?
Not me.
Definitely not me.
That's for sure.
Definitely not me. But yeah, welcome back. Today it's me. Oh, do we need to introduce each other, like ourselves anymore? What do you think?
Okay, yeah. Let me do the intro.
Yeah.
Today in the studio we have our most esteemed guest,
Yes, sir.
the talented, the multi-talented. Yeah. What's your name again?
Terrence.
Okay.
Terrence. Yeah, all that hype can just end in Terrence. Yeah?
Underwhelming.
Yeah, but yeah, it's me, Terrence, and of course, the award-winning Marty award-winning.
We
not
are
just,
a multidisciplinary studio.
My
Whole
boy,
time there's only one person.
bro.
Hey, man.
My boy kills him out over here. But yeah,
We're here.
we're here for another episode. Thank you for sticking around. Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
So, okay. One thing I wanted to talk about today is someone actually hit me up on I think it was on Instagram. I'll put it up somewhere here. So those two questions, I'll start with one, and then I think the other one we can do towards the end. So the question was pretty much just how can you guys talk about how you handle pricing of graphic design services? So that was a question. It seems like a simple question.
Yeah.
Like I'll just take it from my point of view. But I wanted us to have like a broader understanding and idea of the pricing thing because it's quite
Yeah,
I feel like it's multi-layered.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah. First of all, let's take it from you.
Pricing.
How do you price? Okay, you don't have to say numbers.
Yeah.
But how do you go about pricing?
How do I form the whole?
For a project.
Yeah. Okay. So, from my perspective, I think there's two categories for me because obviously I do the illustrations and then there's the actual graphic design thing.
Yeah.
So from on the illustrations side, I have like a range, right? So let's say if someone wants to get like a portrait.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell them, okay, this portrait, the way I put it in a range is that first of all, it depends on complexity of the actual piece.
Yeah.
Right. So if it's just a face, obviously it's gonna be like a fixed price.
Yeah. Fixed
Okay.
fee. Yeah.
Cool. That's the base one. But then in the portrait, if they actually want maybe like there's two subjects, let's say two people, most people want to get like lovers, bro.
Yeah.
They're hugged up and stuff.
Because you usually don't getting just a portrait of just you is like
It's a bit strange.
You
don't get that unless it's like a surprise present, right? Like it's a present.
Okay,
you're getting it for your girl.
Yeah.
But then that kind of thing. So that's basin. But then there are some other ones that are very, very imaginative, right? So you want a couple of faces in there, a couple of people in there, and then you want like landscapes and whatnot. So from that base, I just add on like percentages.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah. So let's say this is 100% of the portrait for one person. Now you're adding another person.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add like a 30% on top of that.
Yeah.
But then you want a special background. Gonna add another 30%.
Okay.
So
So the more elements someone wants to add, the more
yes.
the more it becomes.
Yeah.
Doesn't it ever like get to a point where you're doing a portrait and instinctively you just feel like, okay, I feel like this would look good if I had like this in the background.
Yeah.
Would you stop yourself and say, nah, this person isn't paying for it?
I think if we're being honest with with ourselves, right?
Yeah.
there are some projects where like you're really into it.
Yeah.
You're really into it. Like you
Yeah,
want to
true.
do something
True.
you can show to the world, right?
Yeah.
Something for the portfolio.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just you take one for the team, I guess.
Definitely.
Yeah, you just do it on your own. Like
Definitely.
you just add that stuff in.
Yeah.
So you can impress your client
Yeah,
or just
true.
do it for yourself.
True.
Right? But then they pay like just for the base price and then you do the extra. But then there are some projects where you're like, okay, I feel like what would be best, you actually tell them up front.
Yeah. Okay.
What would actually be best for this type of thing is adding this. So it's up to you to add on the fee.
Okay.
Yeah. So on the side of graphic design, I have packages,
Yeah.
right? So I got this from Chris Doe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Chris Doe.
Shout out Chris Dover.
Yeah. So you have like a package, right?
Yeah.
Let's say like a branding package. The whole brand. You want to create a whole brand. There are like layers to it. So you have let's say the brand toolkit itself, right?
Yeah.
So you have the brand guide, the logo itself, and everything else that falls like letterheads and whatnot.
Yeah, that kind
everything
of
else that falls under the brand toolkit.
Yeah.
So you charge that as one package.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that one is gonna be a little.
It's gonna be a little pricey.
Yeah, it's gonna be pricey. And Malawian clients are they're always gonna try and knock it down, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Always, even if they have the money on the dot or more than.
So here's a pro tip. What do you do when someone wants to?
When someone hits me up like, okay, I wanna get these things, but maybe let's say I'm short like maybe 50% of what your rate is. No problem. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna take off 50%
From the deliverables.
from the deliverables.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
We're not gonna have to like
Go back and forth and
back
like,
and
all
forth,
like,
argue, and me trying to tell you my value. It's
Facts.
okay.
Facts.
If you have money that's only enough for the logo, I'm gonna give you just the logo.
Yeah.
If you have money for a logo and a few of the other like deliverables, then that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, because that I feel like
that's
that
a perfect way to do it, bro.
Yeah. How do you go about it?
All right. I've kind of learned to combine. It's like a hybrid of all of these things. First of all, Chris Doe, same Chris Doe. One thing he mentions is when you're at a point where you are overwhelmed with work, and two, not getting enough for the work that you're doing. Here's one thing you can do to like charge more. Chris Doe, for example, charges when he used to design it. I think he doesn't design anymore.
Yeah.
When he used to design, he used to charge thousands, in the hundreds, even for like branding and stuff like. Yeah,
Jesus.
He was charging obscene amounts. So what he talks about is just believing fully in yourself. And there was this conversation about this thing that we as people have with money.
Yeah.
Part of like our upbringing and stuff make us feel like we don't deserve money. It's an actual thing. You might think you want all the money in the world, but there's something in your subconscious that because of maybe how you've come up and all of that, it kind of doesn't want that for you. Or the conscious self wants money, but the subconscious you just wants some of it. So it's also, I think I've also read this in the book. That time when I thought I was a forex trader and stuff.
Yeah.
There's this book, Trading in the Zone. It talks about the psychology of like trading. Yeah. That most of the times, because trading is like a more mental game. Most of the times people fail because of this subconscious part of themselves that doesn't want them to win. This subconscious part of you that makes you, that like kind of self-sabotages,
Yeah.
You have a good trade going. You're about to get it. But it's like, nah, bruh, pull out. Or maybe add more positions to like get more money. You start getting selfish and greedy with it. So that part is the one that kind of stops you from like achieving. Anyway, what I was getting at is Chris Doe always says that if you want to up your price, quote double for each client that you get. So here's what I do. I think a few years ago, not even a few years ago, I think maybe even last year or just the other year, I was charging 80K for a logo. Yeah?
Yeah.
So charge 80. Okay, let's just start like at 40K, charging 40K for a logo. If a client pays you very willingly, no complaints at 40K, double it.
Just, okay. I don't know. It just double
I don't know it. The next person that asks you for a logo, asks you for a quote, 80K.
80K.
Cool. 90% of them will say no. But then there'll be one person that says,
right.
Okay, cool.
Let's go ahead.
Once that happens, double it again. So it's to the point where consciously, I'm not saying I would just double it all the time, but it's gotten me from charging like X amount to like 4X amount what I used to charge by just doing that. And it doesn't need to be double. It can be anything that you're comfortable with.
Substantial.
But yeah, it's a kind of learning thing that you do it the first couple of times. It's scary because you feel like you're losing out on money, yeah? But the more you do it, you realize that, okay, people are actually willing. People are actually willing to pay me this much money for a logo. It's crazy. And the more you do that, you start to actually attract better clients. Because one thing about clients, the ones that complain and moan about your price, they will be the worst.
Facts.
Worst
Facts.
clients. They will be the worst. You will
bro.
hate that whole process. And you will kick yourself every time because you're like, I give this person such a huge discount.
And then they're like...
And now they're giving me this much trouble.
It's like a telltale sign when someone's trying to knock down the price.
Red flag number one. If someone comes to and they're like... And you actually see based on the things they say. It's... Because someone will say, okay, when they blame themselves, it's more on the moderate side. But when they try to talk about what you're doing and how little they need you to do, it's like, no, it's just an edit here. It's just a simple logo.
Boss,
it's just when they start to tell you such stuff like that, red flag.
Red flag.
Don't do it. It's so scary to do it, to like actually go through with saying no to a client, saying no to work. But in the long run, bro, trust, it's more. I'd rather, maybe I might be speaking from a point of privilege, which I don't think I am, but I'd rather sit without work and like just maybe like brainstorm or just come up with ideas or like do whatever else or chill and play with the family and stuff like that than to be working on a project with a client that paid half what I asked for. This client that paid half of what I asked for is going to ask for 20 revisions. Trust me.
Facts.
They're going to ask for 20 revisions. They're going to need a lot. So they'll take a lot from you. But every time you're hating it, because they paid you half of what the normal client pays. So basically my charging structures, that's the basis of it. Like I try to charge more and more each time I charge for work. But the base of it is also the same thing that you do. It's like for specifically now I'm trying to do more logos. So if I'm charging for a logo, I don't have like a fixed fee for the package. Yeah, it's the same thing that, okay, like I always take the last logo or the last logo package I started at what price? Can I add maybe 50K to that? Yeah. Depending on the client. If the client says no, I'm totally fine with not doing the work. It's you're not missing out.
Yeah.
Dude, there's no missing out in this game, bro. There isn't.
Yeah, that's the whole like the custom pricing thing is funny now.
Yeah.
For me, because like when someone comes to you, right, and you can tell they're like the way like you can tell right now, like this client will not give me trouble with like when I give them the payment.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're actually invested already. You're trying to help them out. And then they hate you like, okay, what are your prices?
Yeah.
and you politely ask them, "What's your budget, bro?" Bro, and then you have like a Mexican
standoff, bro.
What's your budget?
That meme with Diddy and who's that guy that looked like the footballer? You know this thing, like Diddy was on, like, was it The Voice or like was this some competition? Like it was a stare down between the two of them.
I think you should throw that in the video.
I'll throw that in the video somewhere. It's like you were looking at the client.
Like, okay,
what's your budget?
What's your price?
Dude, Malawian clients hate that question. They hate it. Because you know why they hate it so much? They have a huge budget.
They do. Most of
the times they have a huge budget.
But they want to keep the money for themselves.
Exactly.
They want to pocket that stuff.
They want to pocket it. So when you ask them that, it's like, oh, my nigga, I have $2 million to spend, but I'm not spending it on you.
Hell no.
Hell no. I'd rather spend it on a printer, which is something that we'll talk about in another episode. But yeah, it's crazy like that to me. So I guess that's what I do for pricing. It's to a point random, but the main thing I try to do every single time is charge more than I did the last time. Ethically, I don't know if that's even like ethical, but I feel like
it's not, bro. Like, are we talking about ethics right now? Because clients have been screwing us over
for the longest time. Yeah.
Hey man, it's a dog eat dog world.
Yeah. So basically, that's how I price my things, and it's worked. It's worked well.
For the most part.
For the most part, yeah. It's to a point where it's like the work that I would have done to maybe get a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing maybe just two projects.
Two projects.
When I would have had to, like, for the same money, I would have had to do maybe like 8 projects.
Jesus.
So it gives me more time to like actually, and also you deliver better work when you're being paid enough. Trust me.
True.
And we might make excuses about like, nah, I don't want to add this to my portfolio. Most of the things you don't want to add to your portfolio are things that you did that weren't that good because most likely you weren't getting paid enough.
You reckon?
Yeah. Like for me personally, that's what I find. Like every time, like same thing I'm talking about, that when you are not paid enough, the client will give you 20 revisions. And if a client is giving you 20 revisions, there's no way you're happy with that outright trust.
Yeah.
It won't be something you actually put. I found myself putting like the first version in my portfolio. Like I send a client something and like we do revisions to get to like maybe 20 revisions and we end up with like a terrible thing that I don't even like, but I'm just trying to get paid. Yeah. I don't use that final version.
Yeah.
In my portfolio, it's always the first one that I was absolutely happy with.
I think that's what I do as well.
Yeah,
most times. Actually, I was telling someone, I think on Twitter.
Yeah.
I think I was tagged in. Anyway, I was saying if like portfolios, you don't really necessarily have to put like work that's been published and whatnot. Just put stuff that you
just put
stuff that you like.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I think to begin with,
it was on the. I was responding that time on the TikTok or what on Twitter.
On Twitter.
On the main account.
Okay, cool.
So I was responding to guys that you don't have to just put the work that showcase what you love. Yeah, so
man.
Yeah, I want to hear what you how you guys actually price your work. Leave comments or hit us up on Twitter, whatever. Let's hear how you do it. If it's different from us, or how different it is from
how different it is.
Yeah. So
it's actually funny. Like just before we move from that, I put up that I did like a reel about the most expensive logos.
I remember that one.
Like on TikTok, till today, like there's always people commenting, and people are because the last question I put up was, "How much do you charge for a logo?" And everyone is commenting, so it's like different sorts of currencies, and it's not just us, bro.
It's a worldwide thing.
It's not just us who are like suffering. Right? It's worldwide. This nigga put up a price like I think it was in Kenyan shillings. I went and converted, excited. I was like, maybe that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Bro, it was like 7,000 kwacha, bro.
What?
7K, bro.
Malawi.
I was like,
Oh,
and I went back. I was
hell
like,
no.
how are you doing that? How are you even surviving? How do you even want to design something?
Hell no.
It's actually like something also I wanted to touch on, which is to do with pricing. Yeah, still on the pricing thing. There's this thing where I've been in a lot of graphic design groups. Yeah. And sorry, I'm gonna strike a couple of nerves here. There's always been talk in these graphic design groups of standardized pricing. And that is a terrible idea. And I'll tell you why. If we're standardizing price of design work, we will need to standardize skill. We will need to standardize experience. We need to standardize the quality of deliverables, which cannot happen.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. The kind of quality one person offers is different from the type of quality the other person offers. And one thing I can promise you is there's enough clients in Malawi and abroad and anywhere else for anyone to charge how they want to charge. Just because someone is charging 5K for a logo doesn't mean they're stopping you. That client that's paying them 5K and you charge maybe 50K, that's not your client. Let that client be there. It's not like because we say, we all charge 50K for a logo. If you say you all charge 50K for a logo, I'll be like, man, what the hell? I obviously charge more than that.
Yeah.
So like if you're standardizing from that end, then it doesn't make sense. Other people say, no, we standardize on the lower end. But someone who's just coming up then, a new logo designer who has like 3 months of experience, you're telling that person to charge 50K. What kind of quality will that person produce? It'll probably be a trash logo. And clients now have the thing in their mind that people are overcharging for logos because they got one logo from one kid that was told to standardize the price at 50K. That was terrible. So let's not standardize. It's a terrible idea. If you want to know, go and do that, but it's always a terrible idea. The best we can do with our communities is try to grow each other, try to help each other grow in these groups here, in this grouping. If we're creating maybe a graphic design community of some sort, the main aim should be to like bring each other up, uplift each other,
Facts.
like with work, with inspiration, with all of that stuff. That's what it should be about. But pricing, standard pricing, even in America, there's someone, go on Fiverr, my G.
Hey.
Go on Fiverr, there's a graphic designer that is experienced, but is charging $2 for a logo. Because they know that on Fiverr, to get ahead, you have to charge low, you have to get reviews, and then you start coming up little by little. So it's not a Malawi thing, it's everywhere. So charge based on what you're capable of. Charge based on your skill set. And you'll be good to go.
Value, I guess.
Yeah.
The value that you add.
It's a value.
That's food for thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone who's struggling with the pricing, I think that's something you can try and put it in your system and see where you go from that. I also got like a DM from someone. It was actually from Top Notch Creatives on Instagram. So shout out to you.
Oh, the ad is Top Notch Creative?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, so they sent me like, okay, in the next episode, right? You should.
Is he a Top Notch Creative? Sorry, I'm joking. I'm joking. Continue.
Shots fired.
Continue.
Jokes. But yeah. So they asked me in the next episode, you should discuss about finding a true value as a graphic designer.
Oh.
I personally find that as a problem because sometimes I feel like I'm undervaluing myself, right?
Yeah.
I hope I'm not alone.
Yeah.
That's a serious one.
First of all, Top Notch Creative, that's a good question.
Top notch question.
That's a top notch question, actually.
Shout out to you.
Should I handle it first?
Take that one.
Okay. I have struggled with this a lot. And it's actually sad that we spend most of as creatives. Okay, there's this thing about doing something that you love it as work. You will never... Actually, I was having a conversation about this today.
Yeah.
When you're trying to win business with a client, and they're like, "Hey, bro, I need this poster, but I don't have time," and you're eager to get the client, yeah. You usually tell them, no, this is simple. I can do this in like a day. That's where things start to go wrong because it's not simple. It's only simple because you've put in your 10,000 hours. You've been doing it. So to you, it's simple. But the fact that you say this is simple it's pretty much just you thinking it's simple just because you feel like, okay, I'm capable of this. But in essence, that's where we start to like value ourselves wrongly, yeah? Because we think this is something I can do in my sleep. Bruh, someone will wake you up at like 1 a.m. My G, I need this to sign.
Real quick.
My nigga, you can cook something up within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Not because it's easy, but because you spent thousands of hours perfecting this skill. So in your mind, because you're a human being, you're like, this is something I did at 1 a.m. when someone just woke me up. Obviously, this isn't a difficult thing to do. I can't overcharge for this, or I can't. The value that it actually provides can't be that much. So I think that's where it starts from. It's like because we work on a talent-based thing, we usually think this is something I can do. That's why your aunties and uncles come to you and be like, Terence, for this company, I just need like make it simple, anything simple. And you probably do it because you're not looking at it as anything difficult, extraordinary, because it's like a skill that you have and you're capable of doing it. Yeah. For me, for starters, I think that's how I look at value and where we start to lose it as designers.
So I guess it's from like a skill perspective, right?
Yeah.
So the more skilled you are, the more likely you are to undervalue yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why when I look at an industry like football, footballers weren't always the highest paid people.
At some point.
They weren't. Because it's, when you think about it, it's just like a skill. It's like a skill that if you ask a footballer themselves, they will not tell you that,
I'm fine.
Hey, game, for me to play that game yesterday, it was hard. It was extremely excruciating pain. It wasn't that. It's a skill that they've perfected and they do every day. That's what they do. So they got smart by like getting managers and stuff like that to help them. That's why
Actually, do you know what, like, the difference between like us and like footballers is two aspects of it. Yeah. Right? First of all, the managers.
Yeah.
The managers, bro, like those ones are the ones that actually hype the players to actually know their value.
Exactly.
So they're going there negotiating and they tell them, no, don't take this deal because you're worth more than this.
Yeah.
We don't have people telling us you're worth more than this.
We don't. Nobody.
The people...
If Ronaldo, if CR7 was to negotiate for himself from the jump, bro, nigga will be getting peanuts.
If you're playing Sundowns, bro.
Sundowns.
Facts,
for
bro.
real.
Facts.
For real.
Because like...
the managers know exactly what they go to Manchester United, they do a meeting with Manchester United, get someone to take a picture of the player leaving a meeting with Manchester United. Price Abangaya.
Raise. That's like 2x already.
He had a meeting with Manchester United, Real Madrid, just meetings. And this can just be total rumors.
Facts.
But value increases because someone... the player themselves, they're just doing the work. They're just playing the skill. Concentrating on the skill. But then there's someone else looking at the business. How do I up the price? How do I do this? How do I do that?
True.
And we don't, as creatives, as you said,
we don't have people that
that are telling you no, don't. No, you're charging too little. Or no. For me, I find that most of the times, like. Because now I pretty much work with my girl, yeah?
Yeah.
We like co-run the company.
what? It's like what? Peter's design company.
Yeah.
Doesn't he do that with his wife as well?
Yeah, he kind of does. He kind of does.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, it's dope. So I kind of run, especially when charging. Yeah, some things, not everything, but when I'm not sure, I ask her because, as I said, for me, I'm charging for something that I know how to do. I'm charging something that I can pretty much do for free. I don't need the money for me to do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can do the thing even without the money, but I just need the money as like sort of compensation. So because I'm looking at it in that perspective, I usually ask someone that's outside, someone that's looking at it from the outside looking in. Yeah. Okay, how I'm charging this much for this. Do you think it's a good price? Or do you think I'm charging too little? Or should I charge more or whatever? And that usually helps me to like gauge where I am, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I remember asking someone, what was I asking? Shit. Yeah, but I remember having this conversation with someone and I asked, how much do you think I charge for a logo? And you know what they said? $500,000.
500K.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
chuffed. I'm chuffed.
Okay,
But okay,
cool.
all right.
So what that got me to think is,
Yeah.
okay, maybe this person, all they see is the kind of skill level I'm at and the kind of clients I work with.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, this person must be charging this much. So that kind of tells you that, oh, okay, maybe I should be charging that much if like someone on the outside is looking in.
Gets you thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. But because I'm me and I know how to do the thing,
Yeah.
I would charge less than that because I know how to do the thing. It's just that simple.
So yeah, I think we have like, we have it backwards because the very people that are supposed to be hyping us up are actually the people who try to exploit us.
Exactly.
So there's nowhere to run. It's between
Exactly.
a rock and a hard place.
Rock and a hard place, my G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see that from the managers. I think the second aspect.
Yeah.
The fans, bro.
Yeah.
The fans, bro.
Yeah. True.
Now think about it. Like we are our own fans as graphic designers.
Yeah.
We're our own fans.
Yeah.
You know how when you're designing stuff, right? Like your corporate work.
Yeah.
Okay. You always have to keep in mind. Okay, I'm actually designing this for ordinary people,
Yeah.
non-designers, non-creative,
Non-creatives,
right? Non-creative
yeah.
people. So let me keep it simple.
Yeah.
Because if you actually do something
Yeah.
crazy, something dope, other graphic designers are actually gonna like that.
Yeah. True.
But it's not gonna mean anything.
It doesn't mean much.
Yeah. So you do something really dope, and it gets printed or it gets showcased somewhere.
Yeah.
Who's gonna get the praise? The company you designed for. There's no fans for you.
Or the marketing team. Or
The marketing team are
Yeah.
they barely ever tell you that, okay, this is great work.
Yeah.
This is amazing. This is
True.
what.
Yeah. There's
Shout out to the marketing guys who actually do that. You're a rare breed.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because like last time we talked about marketers, it wasn't that good. But yeah, it's all love to marketers.
Yeah, it's all love. It's all love.
We actually exist because of marketers.
No, we get it.
Yeah, so
we get it. I mean,
it.
like it's marketers for me are like women, bro. They're just not gonna give you that compliment.
Yeah,
they're thinking it.
They're thinking it.
But like,
it's also down to the same thing of value. It's like if because okay, let's look at it from a perspective where I'm a freelancer. Yeah. If I'm freelancing and someone comes up to me and as a marketer or whoever they're representing, they want work, yeah? I give them a code. If I give them the work, after we finish, I give them the work and they're like, bro, this is amazing.
yeah.
They know I'll feel my confidence levels will like go up.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, do we really need this person to be confident in their work? Because if they're confident in their work, they might be happy. It might make them happy and creative, but it also might make them more expensive creative.
The price is gonna get happy
Price
too.
is gonna get happy too. So yeah.
No, I get it.
There's so many little things, and as you were saying about like the fans, yeah, it's if we were to, hey, damn, I don't even know how you set that up. If we were to have like a community of like fans, but the thing is, as I said, like our fans are fellow creatives.
Yeah.
So like fellow creatives would put something out, and like fellow creatives would be like, hey, yeah. But mostly clients don't really relate to it on that level. So yeah, I guess we're screwed, bruh.
Yeah, we are all we have.
We are all we have. We're our OnlyFans.
Bro, it just reminded me of the whole OnlyFans thing. There's some guy, bro, on Twitter.
Yeah.
Apparently, like maybe like four years ago.
Yeah.
He was on a documentary about being addicted to coin, right?
Yeah.
So, so like years just passed, right? People did not like check up on the dude.
Yeah.
And then you know this girl, Ruby Rose. I don't know if she's a rapper or something.
Oh, the rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she posted on her Twitter.
Yeah.
Like just ran into my top spender on OnlyFans.
And his homie.
And his homeboy,
bro.
Oh,
snap.
because bro, my dude spent $63K US in a month on OnlyFans. And the kicker is, Shorty doesn't even undress on her OnlyFans.
Yeah, because rappers just have OnlyFans like.
Yeah, they just have crazy.
Like,
yeah, they just have crazy videos on there. It's not like one of the, oh man, it was weird. And like, this is how you know the dude was down bad, down horrendous. My dude has on those glasses with the lens here that you can record. The ones that just came out.
Oh, the meta items.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he had them shits on, and it was like he met the girl. And nigga was like, this nigga recording this shit for later, bro.
Saving it. I've spent $63K, but this one time I'm gonna get for free, man.
Go get this free content, bro, in real life in 4K.
Oh my god.
Nah, this is weird, man.
Yo, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, OnlyFans was this was never the intention, yeah?
Yeah, it was never meant.
It's kind of like Patreon. Because Patreon was, some people tried at some point to turn it into like the OnlyFans type thing, but it didn't really.
It didn't take off.
It didn't really take off in that direction the same way OnlyFans and them did. So yeah, I guess maybe if you were a designer and you're posting like your work in progresses, like you're doing time lapses, or just placing a camera behind you and like recording your process, and like you have fans there like tipping and stuff like that. That'll be
live streaming the design process.
Live streaming the design process, bro. That'll be a reasonable way to get fans and like actually make some coin off of it.
I guess so. So anyway, I think in conclusion,
yeah, bro,
on the how to like understand your own value as a graphic designer, I think you need to have someone in your corner, like people in your corner that actually understand the value that you provide. Don't rely on the suits, on the corporates.
Nope.
They're always going to try and knock you down pretty much, just so they can save some buck for
everyone
themselves.
is just trying to save some buck.
Everyone's like looking out for number one. So make sure you have like good people in your corner.
Yeah,
they can help you realize your potential.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Just to keep pushing.
Definitely.
And I think even on your own, you need to know that okay, I've put in this many hours, this many years into my craft.
Yep.
Obviously, I am worth something. So don't let people push you around when it comes to that.
True.
Yeah, you're the ish in your own way.
You are, bro. And you are.
Yeah, make sure you exude that. Make sure you talk nice to yourself.
Exactly.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah. Speak nice things about yourself. Never bring yourself down.
Yeah.
And this is also like I don't know. Here it's rare because I don't know, bro. Like people like to. There's a lot of gatekeeping that happens in this industry. I think we don't talk about money enough. We kind of try to avoid the conversation of money, even when it comes to clients. Even like this was me like before, yeah. Like a client would come to me and they want work, and I would let them I would let them lead the money conversation.
Oh, yeah, bad.
Which is not the way it's supposed to be.
No.
Like when a client comes to you, like, okay, let me tell you how I deal with clients. Maybe just as an additional bonus tip. Yeah. If a client comes to me and says, Terrence, I want a logo. This is what I say. Yeah. Word for word, bar for bar, copy it. I say simply, thank you for your inquiry. I charge this much for a logo design or a package. The package consists of A, B, C, D. Yeah. Payment is done in two. You pay the first half. After you pay the first half, we have a conversation about the whatever work you have.
So, like,
No
the
conversation.
conversation before the payment, zero.
Nope. The conversation is only happening when a down payment
That's a good one.
happens. Because let me tell you, people will come to you whenever a client comes to you, they've come to you and then they say something like, anyway, let me see samples of your work. It's cap. They're just trying to knock you down. Trust me, they're just trying to knock you down. The fact that they've come to you, they made the effort to come to you and ask you to do something for them. They've seen your work and they like your work. So whenever they say something like, okay, maybe send your portfolio first and then, no, my G, they're wasting your time. End the conversation there. So ask for, you tell them, you pay 50%, we'll have a conversation about the logo and then I will need this much time to complete it. After I complete it, we do 3 free revisions of the logo or whatever. After those revisions, when you're happy with the product, you pay the rest of it, and then I send you the final files. That's how I do it, and it works. First of all, as a designer, you don't start designing when you sit at Photoshop or Illustrator. You start designing when someone tells you the concept. So don't let anyone tell you the concept before they pay. Because once they tell you, okay, I need a logo design, it's for a company called ABCD. Your head, trust me, whether you like it or not, you start picturing that logo. And
Yeah.
that's work. That qualifies as work. So never let anyone, let's not even get into it. Pay for it first. If you don't feel comfortable paying for it before we even get into it, that's fine.
That's okay.
That's fine. You can move. Because what most people do, and I'm sure this has happened to you before. By the way, this is coming from between the two of us. I think there's like 20 plus years of experience. We have met every single client there is. We've met every single type of client there is. Maybe we haven't met the ones that pay 10 mil or 20 mil for a logo, but soon.
Soon come.
But there's times when you have a conversation, you start bouncing ideas, you start brainstorming before the person has even paid you anything. And then they just disappear. They'll go to someone else who's probably charges less with the ideas that you shared with them, and they create something from it. You've made a loss. So don't let that be you.
Yeah, I think that's
all I have to say for the day.
Yeah, so take it from us or not.
Oh, don't. It's okay. If you're comfortable with how you're running things, it's fine.
It's all good. At the end of the day, this is called Shopped and Skewed. Our
Skewed.
views might not be in the right.
They might not be right. They might be totally wrong. But
from our experience,
that's how we go about it.
Yeah.
With pricing and I like the value question. I loved the value question. I don't know if we answered it. How we probably did, even with the other questions. I think we're pretty much just answering the same thing of value. So value.
You let us know. You let us know if we covered what you were actually intending to get from us.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
But I think that's been it from us. And keep the questions coming. Keep the comments and everything. And we'll try our best to tackle everything. Yeah. So.
Sure.
We'll see you on the next one.
It's been good.
Be safe. Do not undercharge.
Do not undercharge. You're worth so much. Yeah, you. Definitely you. All right, bro.
Catch you on the next one.
Peace.
Yeah.